Salam and welcome. I'm so grateful that you're tuning into today's episode. If you're tuning in from the podcast or the YouTube videos, my intention is to create more intimate connection with you by speaking about topics that I am so passionate about to bring more knowledge and awareness and share my experience with you along the way. And I hope that you enjoy today's podcast, the topic, and what I'm talking about. Have you ever heard the word alignment thrown around and wondered what it actually means? Because there are a couple of really common misconceptions that I want to clear up before we go any further. The first is that people confuse alignment with flow. The idea that if it feels good in the moment, that I must be in alignment. But that's not quite true, because doing whatever feels right in the moment might feel amazing, but it still may not get you where you need to go. The second misconception is that alignment means no resistance, that everything should flow easily and frictionless and it just has to happen on its own. That's actually not true either. By the end of this video, you're going to find so much clarity about what alignment is and how to actually align yourself with your goals. Alignment is when your values, your actions, and your identity are all pointed in the same direction as the goal or the desire you're working towards. In other words, it's not necessarily about ease. It's about coherence. It's about everything inside you moving in the same direction. So when you're in that state of full alignment and everything is in coherence and working together to go towards your goal, something really specific happens. You get clarity. When you're in a state of clarity, you stop second guessing every decision. You start to clearly see what to let go of, what to put a boundary around, what to allow in, and what to take action toward. The noise starts to quiet down, and what remains is a very clean signal, and that is your true direction. And one of the most powerful things that alignment does is that it helps you identify what is actually blocking your growth. So I want to be clear here. This is not about self-blame. Your blocks are not about character flaws. They're just misalignment between where you are now and where you are going. They are outdated imprints, patterns, and things that you're used to do that no longer are helping you to reach where you need to be in terms of like your financial goal, relationship goals, personal goals. And once you clean them up clearly, you can actually do something about them. Okay, so let me give you an example. Say your goal is to grow your business on social media, to be more visible, to build an audience. When you get into alignment with that goal, you will very quickly see that block is not a lack of strategy. It's the fear of being seen, the fear of judgment, the fear of what happens when people actually start paying attention to you. If you have all the strategy and you've taken all the personal brand course, but something is not happening and you're not getting the clients, the followers that you want, there is something inherently happening subconsciously that is blocking you. And it's blocking your alignment with you showing up fully, which is the fear of being seen, fear of rejection, fear of what people will say. So no matter how many times you're taking action and you're posting every day, but you're not getting any results, then that means something is not internally aligned. Another example is that, say your goal is financial freedom, building real wealth in your life. When you're aligned with that, you might realize that the block is actually a deep-seated belief that money is dangerous, that wanting more makes you greedy, that success brings a lot of jealousy and evil eye, or that women like you don't end up wealthy. Alignment brings that into light. So you cannot solve a problem that you cannot see. Alignment makes it more visible. Alignment also helps you figure out whether your goal is authentically yours in the first place, or is it borrowed from society, the culture, your family's expectation. Because when you align with a goal that is truly yours, there is a particular quality to it. It doesn't just feel exciting, it feels right at the deeper level. Even when it's scary, even when there is resistance. Even when there is resistance, there is still a pull towards that you're like, I just know that this is the way. Because when a goal or desire isn't really yours, alignment reveals that too. You'll notice the energy toward it is inconsistent. You don't feel as excited to pursue it. You'll find yourself procrastinating in a ways that you can't really explain. And you feel vaguely drained rather than energized even with your wins. For instance, I know for the fact that I'm meant to be seen. I'm meant to mentor women and empower them. But my old patterns was keeping me stuck into that, no, I just like to run my design, work with women behind the scenes, and I don't want to be seen. But there's constant voice that comes to me that I need to be seen, that I want to be seen. And this is my path and my purpose. And whenever I align my actions, my strategy, and everything that I do towards being seen, letting go of all those subconscious blocks, everything feels so much easier and easier. Just like right now, I'm creating these YouTube videos and you're listening to me. This is a part I really want you to sit with because it's counterintuitive. Most people think that achieving their desires requires more effort, more hustle, more sacrifice, more time. But alignment works differently. When you remove the things that are misaligned with where you're going, for example, the relationship that drains you, the opportunities that sound good on paper, but actually they're draining, the commitments that you said yes out of obligation, what happens is the energy starts to come back to you. The drive, the motivation comes back to you, the creativity comes back to you, the sense of course I can do this comes back to you. For example, I'm in a stage where I'm building my business and I'm growing my audience and I'm working with clients. So I cannot always say yes to going out. I cannot always say yes to random parties or gatherings or opportunities that doesn't really get me where I want to go. If an opportunity or a meeting or a friendship that I feel like it's going to get me closer to become a better version of myself, to get closer to my goal, to actually feel like it's expanding my mindset and where I want to go, then I will say yes. If not, if there's so much expectation from friends that are like, why not going out with us? All of these things is actually draining my energy. Alignment is not about doing less. It's about doing the right things, the things that are actually moving you forward with so much more clarity and power behind them. So here's what I want to take away from this video is that alignment, before it's a feeling, is a structure first. It's when who you are, your belief, your actions are all moving in the direction that you want to go. And from that place, the courage comes, the energy comes through, and the clarity becomes more clear. So you don't need to force your way to your desire, you just need to align with them. And as a byproduct, that's so much easier to attract and manifest the things that you're meant to have in your life. And that is the work that we do inside Feminine Freedom. I would love to know what alignment means to you, and I'll see you in the next video.